welcome to another fun-filled episode of Chillin with the Pool. I'm your host with the most, Pirate Master Deadpool Supreme, alongside my oh-so-powerfully enigmatic co-host, Mr. Adam Warlock. Say hi to our viewers, Adam. What up? We're here to bring you the 411 on the latest comic news and what have you. You dig? Hey, yo, what's with the language barrier, Adam? I was hoping to practice up on some urban vernacular as our producer has recommended, so I could be hip and, or as they say, jiggy with it. Am I using the term correctly? Yes, and you sound like an old person trying to rap, which is both hilarious and kind of sad at the same time. So you might want to consider working on that. Duly noted for future reference. Okay, and with that kind of sad and yet somehow humorous side note aside, today we'll be diving into if you've read the caption of this video, you'll know that we'll be diving into the DC multiverse for a very short yet still very prominent continuation of the Starbreaker supremacy, featuring everyone's favorite Green Lantern the animated series OC, Aya. She's finally made it thanks to the writer and showrunner Jeremy Adams. She's now been featured prominently in the DC main canon, which, if you ask me, is about damn time. I know, it's just taking so long, am I right? Okay then. Anyway, today we'll be diving right into the DC. Hang on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Yep. There we go. So anyway, ta-da! We'll be diving into the Green Lantern Corps. With the Starbreaker Supremacy 4. Now, I haven't been really keeping up on the Starbreaker Supremacy saga. I've been just following along for Razor and Aya's sake. So, kind of forgive me if I don't seem to know everything I need to know about the Starbreaker Supremacy. Feel free to Google it, look it up, or check this book and listen issue out wherever comics are sold. With all that said, let's get to business, shall we? Stands on my way. Anyway, this is Nathan Broom, an ex-boyfriend of Carol Ferris, believe it or not. He'd been one of the Sorrow Lanterns, so apparently it's one of the newer dark side of the emotional spectrum, Sorrow, which is, yes, it is still an emotion, and so yeah, anyway, turns out he wanted to rid the world of emotion so that he himself could rid himself of sadness. The Starbreaker Supremacy, you know, how he went from some, and yeah. Okay, I've already explained too much. Anyway, let's get right into the business then. Some of the Starbreakers that you see here are basically just trying to squabble over this kind of power and everything else. He does not fully share. He didn't bring us here to empower anyone. If he had, we'd share this knowledge in this book. No, Starbreaker brought us here to lord what he has done over us. And I, for one, will not sit by and let this youngling control every whim. Starbreaker! Crash! Brother! What happened? Gather the enforcements. The Green Lantern Corps is coming. And lo and behold, check it out. I had to flip him. Oh, hang on. Oh, bollocks. How the hell am I supposed to... never mind. Anyway, check this out. If you don't just flip your screens or whatever this is, just check it out. The entire emotional spectrum is here again. Cool, that's actually not bad. Anyway, this, check it out. If you see it already, these are the emotional spectrum entities that represent each of the emotional spectrum. Fear, rage, greed, hope, willpower, and love. And yes, this right here is definitely love. Ooh, well, that's actually much better now. Everything, and yes, like I was saying before, this here beast is actually considered love. It's called Predator, believe it or not. Oh, yep, that's it. Yeah, all led by the different emotional spectra. And Lantern. Yeah, all of them are which are led by the Green Lantern, by the entire United Lantern Corps. Every single one of them wearing different colors, but yes. Let's see, just trying to figure out how to wear this. Oh, yes. Let's see. Bring us rings and alert the others. What happened? I told you the Green Lantern Corps. I told you the Green Lantern Corps happened. Oh, well, that's actually pretty good. I told you. They're coming. What are your orders? My orders? Simple. Kill everyone. And of course, you have the emotional spectrum entities. That's I think the red one is Tartarus or some kind of Ares, the bull. Or no, wait, it's the butcher. Then you have Ion. Then you have green. Ion is the green one. Parallax, the emotional spectrum of fear. Predator, the beast of love. Proselyte, the emotional entity of compassion. And I have no idea what the blue one's called, but but all of these is definitely worth checking out of. 9 turns. Strike hard before they regroup. So it's pretty much just like Lord of the... if you ever see the final battle of Lord of the Rings, this is pretty much what it is. No! And of course, the emotional entities are fighting back. And look at that. Greed and anger both working together. Yeah, and you believe that. And then Unity has found a way to coincide with them. And of course, it's like, I think one of the newer lanterns was plummeting to their death, but Guy Gardner, yes, that is Guy Gardner, wearing a purple lantern ring of compassion. We've seen him wearing green, we've seen him wearing red, but never have we seen him wearing a purple one. Yep, now we have definitely seen everything. I'm never going to hear the end of this, am I, Guy? I'm feeling generous today. Couldn't lose one of our best just as the party starts. Draw from the lantern battery. Right. Come and conquer. Kaboom! Yup. This is definitely the big one. Oh, look at this. This is definitely Predator. There, for the power of love in the universe. Take him down! You know, I just, like, for a side cannon... Ooh, that's actually gotta remember to write that down when I'm done. Anyway, I was gonna pitch as a new headcanon that Predator and Carol Ferris's relationship is kind of like Eddie Brock and Venom's from the Venom movies. Now, don't at me, but those movies were fun. It definitely made Venom feel like his own character, as well as being warped and twisted. He's also fun, and Eddie Brock actually feeling not like a piece of crap loser, but also more like a voice of reason that keeps their the relationship balanced. Just think, Carol and Predator are like Eddie Brock and Venom of DC. DC. Kind of have the same thing with Hal. Sucked from the end. Squash. I gotcha. Carol Ferris, Star Sapphire, my former fiance. Okay, so apparently Nathan Broom is also her former fiance. Ooh, talk about love triangle moment. Hell, I think these emotional vampires are figured out how to drain our batteries. Then we hit him hard and hit him faster before they can. Carol. Look at that. All the emotional entities are pretty much working together in perfect unison. Kind of like their own version of Endgame. I can see it so much clearer now. No emotions clouding my vision. And look at that. This is Carol and Hal fighting back-to-back Crane style, which is what I always loved about him. I know they've been going on and off again in the main comics continuity, but I actually think that that if they stayed like a married couple and everything, there is just so much potential. Kind of like with Batman and Catwoman, if they just let them just stay married or anything, it is just so much interesting instead of just having to be back and forth and stuff without actually tying the knot and everything. I mean, come on. They want it, we want it. So come on, DC editors, let us have it already. And not in the bad way either. And seeing them together, of course, Carol would want Hal. They've loved each other for an eternity. They complete each other. Their will, their love. I stole that from them. I stole that from everyone. This is wrong. not feeling is wrong. So this was pretty much his fault. This is all happening because of me, so I should be the one to set it right. At all costs. What is this human doing? He's walking into their bar. Nathan? Nathan! This feels right. Which I think this is the perfect character arc. I think I now understand what Nathan Broom's initial character arc from this run was. He went from being the Lantern of Sorrow, to not wanting to be stripped of it, but screwed everyone else in the entire universe over by stripping of all emotion and everything. Henceforth this. And of course, him walking into the emotional entities, or at least the Starbreakers' draining lantern, very much disrupted everything, causing almost a borderline nuclear meltdown. The explosion is pretty much has gotten everyone wrecked. Hell, even Parallax is pretty much knocked off center. And look at that. It's been that entire nuclear explosion could be seen from across the stars. That fool! Somehow his sacrifice destroyed my lantern, bringing back emotion. And look, there it is. There's the Interceptor, followed by Aya and Jadestone. Look, that's Aya, all right. I kind of did this only for them. And look, there's Kilowog, back in his original Green Lantern self. And what's more, their precious entities are decimated. They have no choice but to retreat to Oa. But this time, we'll be right behind them, and the Starbreaker Corps will destroy the Green Lantern Corps forever! Man, that dream was intense. Ellie, the door in your mind. I know what it is. The door. Ellie, what's going on? Ellie, where's my glove? That's just it. It's not your glove. It belongs to an ancient evil Malthusian who should be dead. Someone named Krona. And so that's basically it. The entire Starbreaker saga. I know, it was a very, very, very quick read, but I know, it was definitely a quick read, but it definitely gets the point across. It definitely helps solidify Nathan Broom's character arc and everything. And helped him go off on a high note. Even though he and Carol were something, everyone knows that Hal and Carol were like the Peter Parker and MJ Watson of DC, destined to be together no matter what. So feel free to pick up this issue at your local comic book store or wherever comics are sold in your area. So Adam, I think now we've reached the part of the episode where it's time we announced our special surprise, don't you think? Yes, you're quite right, Pirate Master Deadpool Supreme. In fact, I'd like to be the one who announce it. Starting come this Halloween, we'll be diving into. Be sure to tune in on Halloween Day for an all-new episode of the show. But we'll be featuring it's neither DC nor Marvel. It'll be something completely different, kind of like what we did with the DC and with the Disney books. So be sure to tune in then for a very spooktacular version of Chilling with the Pool. Yo. Yeah, you might still want to work on that lingo, that vernacular for a little bit. But anyway, excuse me, that was dinner. Anyway, that concludes it for this very brief yet still very impactful episode of Chillin' with the Pool. Anyway, like my enigmatic co-host Adam Warlock once said, be sure to tune in on Halloween Day this Friday for an all-new episode of Chillin' with the Pool Halloween Edition. We'll be exploring an all-new story. What will it be? What will it entail? Will it involve ghosts, ghouls, vampires, wizards, witches, spooks, and goblins? Well, I should hope so. Until then, true believers, I'm Pirate Master Deadpool Supreme, and I'm your enigmatic co-host Adam Warlock, getting jiggy with it. Yeah, again, you might want to consider working on that, dude. But anyway, until see you on Halloween, true believers. Excelsior!